Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona. Welcome back if you're joining me again. Today's class is a 45-minute slow Vinyasa flow. It's part 7 of the Ground and Center series of classes. A special edition class to honour and welcome in the Fall Equinox if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. In the yoga and Ayurvedic traditions, practicing along with the seasons and aligning with nature's sort of cyclical rhythms can be really beneficial and can stave off imbalances in the mind and the body, and also honour those natural impulses you might feel when the seasons change. So autumn, the fall, is dominated by Vata energy, which is really cold and dry and changeable, and that can sometimes leave you feeling a little unsettled or anxious, overwhelmed. And so typically during the autumn we'd recommend more earthing and grounding practices, and if you're in the southern hemisphere like me and you'd also like to practice along with the seasons, what I'm going to do this week is just gather some existing classes that sync up with each of the seasons, and you too can follow along because we're going through a very hot early spring here in Australia, a heat wave actually. So for today's practice, it is a grounding practice, and if you like practicing with props, I'd recommend a block, but it's not necessary. You could have a couple of blankets with you or a wall space. Just up to you. You can do the whole practice without any props as well. I really hope you enjoy the practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. And begin your practice laying down on your back. Let your knees knock in toward one another and rest your hands onto your body. Take a few moments to align yourself, bringing the spine into a straight line and wriggle out any restlessness, smoothing the skin of your back body so you can feel at ease and settle into a more relaxed and grounded way of being. Start to take some slower, deeper breaths, breathing into your belly, your ribs, your chest, savouring a pause at the top of your in-breath, and then feel the slow emptying of your breath from your chest and the ribs, then your belly, setting a calm tempo to your breath for a grounding practice. In the tradition of yoga and its sister science, Ayurveda, autumn brings an increase in Vata energy, the kind of cold, dry, changeable qualities that can leave us feeling anxious, overwhelmed, unsettled, and perhaps unable to focus. So an earthy, grounding yoga practice can counteract this tendency, helping you to feel more calm and steady. As you transition from the warmth and activity of your summer to the cooler and more introspective months of autumn and winter, you can attune to the natural world by following its rhythm. So autumn is an especially important time to care for your nervous system and prioritise slowing down to support this transition. It's also a really valuable opportunity for self-nourishment and reflection. Off the mat, autumn encourages us to extend this introspective energy into our lives. It's during this time that we can choose to decelerate our pace, to contemplate and lay down the expired parts of ourselves, let go of whatever is in the way of you flourishing, and make space for abundance, health and vitality. So take a moment now to really feel the expansion and fullness of each new breath and the release and contraction that follows each exhale. Focus your mind's eye now on something specific you'd like to invite into your life, the kind of qualities you'd like to embody or experience more of. For example, it might be more strength or more patience, more courage, any quality that comes to mind. And as you inhale, visualize this quality entering your whole being. Now, as you exhale, imagine releasing any thoughts, patterns, or behaviors that stand in your way. So perhaps letting go of any self-judgment or negativity, and just kind of releasing them with a sense of surrender and trust in the process. So just cultivate this silent mantra to yourself, inviting in and letting go. With the beat of your breath, inviting in and letting go. Let's take one more breath here. And gently, softly now, blink your eyes open, clear your gaze. Open your arms into a loose cactus shape and walk your feet to the side edges of your mat. With your knees bent, just wipe your knees over to the left and then up and over to your right. Windshield wipering your knees side to side. Letting your knees sway gently, loosening the muscles that surround and support your spine. And flushing your hips with some gentle movement. Next time your knees fall over to the right, pause there and hold in a twist. The option to hook your right ankle on top of the left thigh, adding a little weight to the stretch. And option to send the gaze to your left. Breathe into the space all along the left line of your body. And then coming back through center, sway your knees up and over to your left. And option to hook your ankle to the top of your right thigh there. Breathing slow into your belly, into your ribs, and then your chest. And then exhale long, feeling your upper body relaxed and anchored. And returning to center, catch your knees in toward your chest, knees wide into the number 11, and then make your way into happy baby pose. Catch a hold, outer edges of your feet, or the back of your knees, draw your knees down in the direction of your armpits. Take 3 slow, intentional breaths, feeling the full length of your spine and head supported. And easing into your hips without any over effort. And now connect the soles of your feet together, splay your knees wide, catch a hold of your inner ankles, and take 3 rock and rolls through the length of your spine. No rush. Coming up to land upright in Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Make a loose diamond with your legs. Hold on to your ankles or your feet and wave through a few rounds of cat and cow in this shape. You're just inhaling to arch your spine, drawing your chest through your arms, opening your throat. And exhaling to round, leaning back, chin to chest. Rocking through your pelvis and allowing your knees to nod up and down with your movement, relaxed and fluid. One more round in each direction. And then coming back to center, we'll take a cross-legged forward fold. Place your right shin now in front of your left. Try to cross at the middle shins, flexing your feet. And if you feel rounded through the spine, slip a blanket or a cushion under your buttocks to help lift your seat. Tilt your pelvis forward for more comfort. On your inhale, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold over your legs. And if a bit of motion and rhythm feel good here, sway and rock on your sitting bones. Or for more sensation through your outer right hip, you can walk your hands over to your left. Take 3 more steady breaths, following the easy rise, the gentle fall of each breath. And walking your hands back in, sitting upright, switch the cross of your legs, aiming to narrow the space between your knees as you flex your feet. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, grow long, and then forward fold. For more sensation through your outer left hip, option 2, walk your hands over to your right. Pause and breathe here. On the autumn equinox, day and night are of equal length. And just following this cue from nature, you can become more aware of balancing lightness and darkness within yourself. Of course, welcoming the light of the days, but also gratefully acknowledging the darkness as an opportunity of silent nurturing. And folding forwards and quietening postures allow us a moment to be introspective in our practice, to welcome the dark, to bow our heads and become peaceful. Walking your hands back in toward you now and using your hands for support, we're going to make our way into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Spacing your feet hips width apart, bending your knees, holding opposite elbows and folding over your legs. Following the steady stream of your breath, landing your awareness in your body. And anytime you catch your mind wandering, walk your awareness down out of your head into the felt experience of your body. So intentionally drawing that excessive energy of the mind, the Vata energy that's present during the fall, and send it down into your legs now, into your feet to ground you. Feeling the footprint of your feet, your toes, the weight of your body on your feet now. And then release your hands to the floor, hang in ragdoll, arms loose, a deeper bend in your knees. And then on a long inhale, slowly rise. Come to stand. Guide your hands to prayer at your heart center. Bowing your gaze toward your heart. Taking a moment to breathe in what you'd like to invite in, and breathe out what no longer serves you. Next inhale, float your arms overhead. Take your right hand to your left wrist, side bend to your right. Bump your hips out to the left. On an inhale, move back through center. Switch your hands. Exhale, side bend to your left. Opening into the right side body, anchoring your feet steady. Breathe your way back to center, prayer your hands, and fold over your legs into Uttanasana. On your inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins. On your exhale, step your right foot back, low lunge, Surya Namaskar C. On an inhale, sweep your arms wide and up overhead. Take your gaze up if you're feeling steady. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, reverse your arms, so circle back take a wide sweep, and then hands to the floor, step back to downward facing dog. Pause here as you land, heavy your hands, relax your head, and then inhale, ripple forward to a high push-up. Exhale, soften your knees, chest and chin to the floor. Come to your belly. Hover your hands and raise your legs like a cobra locust for your back bend, and then land your body and press back to a child's pose, buttocks to your heels. All fours as you breathe in. Tuck your toes and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full cycle of breath. And then step your right foot forward, tap your left knee to the floor, low lunge. Take a wide arc with your arms, perhaps send your gaze up. Exhale, ground your lower body. On your inhale, reach a little higher through the edge of your fingers, and then circle your arms back and down. Step up to the top of your space. Open up halfway on your inhale, fold on your exhale. Moving slow, rise, sweep your arms overhead, join your palms, and then hands to prayer at your heart. We'll take another round breath to movement. Breathe your arms overhead, right hand to your left wrist, side bend to your right. Breathe in back to center. Switch the hands, side bend, your left. Breathe your way back to neutral, prayer your hands, and then fold in half over your legs. Breathing in, lifting up, halfway, and then step your left foot back, set the left knee down, circle your arms wide, sweep up toward the ceiling, and then exhale, hands, arms reverse down to the floor, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor. A back bend on your inhale, raise your legs and your hands. And then land everything down, press back to a child's pose, empty your lungs. Inhale all fours, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. On your exhale, left foot steps forward, tap your right knee to the floor. Low lunge, arms reach overhead, eyes up. Exhale, hands to the floor and step up. Open and fold with the wave of your breath. Press down to rise, come to stand, feel your feet into the mat, notice your height. And then pause, hands to heart. Slowing our rhythm now, reach your arms overhead, join your palms. And then exhale, forward fold, slow over the legs. Breathe in, lengthen. On your exhale, step your left foot back, left knee softly down for a pigeon lunge. Walk your right foot over into the right lane. Tense your fingers on the inside of your right foot. And then once you're situated, gently roll your right hip open. So you're coming onto the outer edge of your right foot. Seeking sensation through your groin, your hip flexors, side body. An option here to rest down onto your forearms if that's comfortably available to you. Or like me, just place your right hand on your inner right knee, coach your right knee open, and stay a little bit more elevated. And just as the seasons shift, we also release and renew and transform, remembering to always meet yourself exactly where you are with a gentleness, loving kindness, regardless of the season. Take 3 more slow breaths. Just easing your way back to a neutral position, and we'll step up into Malasana Yogi Squat. If this deep flexion doesn't favour your knees, switch it out for a forward fold here. Take a smooth breath in and a calm breath out. And we'll twist, either finding a twist in your forward fold there. If you're in a squat, you can actively now ground and press into your outer feet. So you really engage the legs there. Then take your right hand to your left outer ankle across your body. Wedge your right shoulder to your inner right knee. Then reach your left arm up and overhead. So you're turning your belly, your ribs, your chest to your inner left thigh. Take a smooth breath in. Turn into your twist on your exhale. And then inhale, return to center, hands to prayer. We switch sides. Finding space in your body, in your shape, where you're not over-efforting. One more breath in. One more breath out. Hands back to prayer. And then lift your hips and fold over your legs. All together now. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward, hands to shins. And we'll step the right foot back for pigeon lunge. Setting up left foot wide, right knee softly to the floor. And in your own time, peeling open onto the outside of your left foot. And feel free to close your eyes. Welcome the focus the dark brings. As the weather cools and the days shorten, our bodies naturally begin to slow down, and it can feel so beneficial to tap into these changes, aligning with nature's rhythm. Just here, instead of pushing yourself to go to your deepest edge, just focus on an intentional breath, a gentler variation. Listening to the feedback from your body. And take one more breath in. Stay for your breath out. And walk your way back to center. We'll step up, top of the mat. Open and fold with your breath. And come to stand nice and slow, rooting down as you rise tall. And then lower your hands to your heart center. Toe heel your feet together. Next inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Motion your hips down and back, sweep your arms by your ears. And then send your gaze softly forward and down to lengthen all sides of your neck. On your exhale now, raise your heels and balance in your chair pose. Just feeling the dance of your toes there. Finding your balance between steadiness and swaying, effort and ease. And if you can, sit just a little lower, steady gaze. And then land your heels, forward fold over your legs. Let it go. Inhale, open your heart forward. And on an exhale, step your right foot back to warrior two. Take a few breaths here, tidy up your shape, anchoring your feet into the mat. And now really center your spine, level your pelvis. And you can do that by actively engaging your right buttocks. Give them a little squeeze and that'll lift your left hip. And see if you can lunge a little deeper if you have the space, going only as far as your breath is deep. Keep the legs, eyes to the right side of your room now. On your inhale, straighten your left leg and flow into eagle arms. Cross your right arm over your left arm. An option to hold opposite shoulders here if that feels best, or eagle arms. Try and get a sense that you're expanding your upper back here without crowding your chest. And then return to your warrior two, tee out your arms. And we'll just flow now with breath. Inhale, straighten your legs, eagle arms. Exhale, warrior two, arms go wide, relunge your front knee. Once more, inhale, legs straight, eagle arms. Exhale, warrior two. Hold here and circle your arms behind your back now, interlace your fingers. On an inhale, straighten your legs, pivot your feet, face the long edge of your mat for Prasarita Padottanasana. Stay with me here. Inhale, open your chest, draw your fists down. Exhale, bend your knees and fold halfway forward. Take another breath, lengthen your chest forward, and then exhale, fold a little deeper, working towards straightening your legs, bowing in. You're inviting your spine to cascade down. You're taking 3 slow breaths here, no over effort. Don't need to get your head to the floor. On your inhale now, keep the bind of your hands, rise all the way up to stand. Shorten your stance as step, preparing for triangle on your left. Left toes point to 12 o'clock, float your arms out at shoulder height. Then bump your hips to the right, reach forward and down. Left hand to your shin, right arm reaches up, pause here. Keep returning to your breath. And the way you breathe can really offer a feeling of support here, your focus and breath pattern becomes stabilizing in all the shapes, just letting it guide you. And take your right hand to your right hip now, preparing to balance in half moon. Gaze goes down, bend in the left knee. Then as you're ready, raise your right leg. Try and keep all 4 corners of your left foot anchored, left thigh strong and engaged. Then give everything a bit of length and space to expand from your center, perhaps turning your gaze out or up. And in 3 now, we're going to land softly in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Just take your time to arrive there. Bring your feet to touch. Open your chest forward. Exhale, fold. Come to stand, sweep up. And then hands to prayer at your heart. A moment to pause here and ground your attention in your body. Follow your next breath in, your next breath out. Final side, inhale into chair pose. Pause and sit the hips low on your exhale. And then rise slowly onto your toes to balance and steady your shape. And our balances are never static. There's always some movement and motion. Our body's centering and recentering. And practicing balances during seasonal change really helps to maintain a sense of stability and poise, even when the energy of the season is changing. Take one more breath in, and then forward fold, land the heels, release over the legs. Inhale, open your chest forward, look forward, and then step your left foot back for warrior two. Just feeling for an equal and even effort through your inner thighs. Heavy your heels and feel for a tall, upright spine. Follow your breath. And then take your gaze to the left. On your inhale, straighten your right leg and flow into eagle arms. Cross your left arm over your right arm or catch your shoulders. Just pause for a breath. Widen your upper back. And then return to your warrior two. Tee out your arms. We'll just flow now. Inhale, straighten your legs, eagle arms. Exhale, warrior two, arms go wide. Once more, inhale, legs straight, eagle arms. Exhale, warrior two. Stay here, keep the legs, circle your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, and then on your inhale, straighten your legs, pivot your feet, face the long edge of your mat for wide-legged fold. Inhale, open your chest, draw your fists down. Exhale, bend your knees and fold halfway forward from your hips. Take another breath, lengthen. Exhale, fold, working towards straightening your legs any amount. Taking 3 slow breaths. On your inhale, keep the bind of your hands rise all the way to stand. Shorten your stance a step, taking triangle on your right now. Right toes forward, reach your arms out at shoulder height, bump the hips to the left. Reach forward and down with your right hand, left arm reaches up, pause here. Nice steady gaze, your chin toward your left shoulder, eyes toward the tip of your left thumb. Then take your left hand to your left hip, preparing to balance. Take your time, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, looking down, bend your right knee, find the floor with your right fingertips, and as you're ready, raise the left leg. Just notice if you can firm the muscles of your legs just a touch more. And then in 3 now, your own time, we're going to land softly in a runner's lunge. So set your left toes down to the mat behind you. Take a breath on your fingertips. And then either step through or make your way in your own way onto your buttocks to take a seat. We are going to recline now. If you have a yoga block or something similar, blanket, a book, grab them now along with any additional layers for comfort and warmth. And we'll meet up on our backs. Gather your knees in toward your chest. So we're going to practice a supported bridge followed by Viparita Karani, legs up with your support. And you can follow along without a prop if that's your preference or you don't have a block. If you're following along with me, preparing for bridge pose, stepping your heels toward your buttocks, hips width apart, arms resting alongside your body. Stay low, breathe a deep breath in, and then on your exhale, slowly peeling up. Then slip the block under your buttocks at a height that feels supportive. Then rest your weight into its support. Try and avoid any over effort here as we wind down. Coming back to the simplicity of your breath, its sensation, its direction. And your intentional mantra, just breathing in, inviting in, breathing out, letting go. And take 5 more smooth cycles of breath. And if you have a block, gently slipping it out from under you now and coming back down to rest. We'll just take a pause here, a moment to feel. Moving into our final pose now, Viparita Karani, or legs up pose. So you're most welcome to do this posture at a clear wall space if you have one close by, or And taking a block on its flat side or a stack of blankets and positioning it under your buttocks. Then slowly take the legs up toward the ceiling. And you may need to nestle and wriggle your props to find that sweet spot where you feel really supported. And you might also like to bend your knees so you're not pulling uncomfortably on your hamstrings. Your hands can rest on your body or by your sides, or for something more expansive, arms into a loose cactus shape. Just finding a shape that feels easeful and steady and coming into a quiet place. And just observing, sensing where your body makes contact with the floor. Feeling that heaviness at the base of your skull, backs of your shoulders, the back of your pelvis into the support beneath you. And we'll be here for another minute or so. You might like to gradually now extend the length of your exhales, signaling to your nervous system to down-regulate, rest and calm any lingering momentum in your body from your practice. And then just one foot at a time, landing down or sliding off your wall space, taking your props to one side and easing your way back down to earth. Just pause when you arrive, let your spine settle into its natural curvature. And then once more invite your knees to knock in toward one another, feet wide. Rest your hands on your body and gently close your eyes. This fall season is your chance to step back and slow down and absorb all the blessings in your life that already exist. To embrace your abundance and let go of what no longer serves you. And acknowledging your own uniqueness through contemplation, self-nourishment and reflection is just one of the simplest ways to ground yourself. So rest now, stretch your legs out into shavasana. And really give yourself permission to enter into a place of stillness and non-doing. Honouring this time to let go and just be without rushing off. So just as in nature and our seasons and all life, including yours, needs rest to breathe itself full again. Take the time. I'll be back to guide you back in about 5 minutes. And calmly now transitioning back from rest, start to become aware of the sounds in your environment, letting your awareness move from sound to sound without lingering. Begin to move and stretch in your own way, physically awakening your body. Bend your knees, take your feet to the floor, and rest over to your right side. One last time, feel the weight of your body supported by the earth beneath you. Blink your eyes open. Press your way back up to sit. So grateful for your company here. Thanks so much for joining me for this special seasonal edition. I hope you're feeling very peaceful now and your week unfolds easily. Namaste.